Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. We are here live on a Thursday afternoon. Look at me, Brian. I'm free on Thursday.
Crazy.
And I've got Brian with me from Brian's Basement.
Yes, in the
Uh,
basement.
Obviously, people who watch us play Marvel Champions will be used to seeing Brian here on Step in the Portal as well as on Steve's channel, Play the Game. So we are here, but we are excited because Brian and I both have a copy of this, Flame and Fang, which is a new game from this year, from designers Peter Gousis and Michael Kelly. So people that play Marvel Champions might remember Peter Gousis on the One Stop Co-op Shop streaming channel. He played with Terrence weekly on Friday nights, which is not happening anymore because that is now the Co-op Guild, and Steve is running that one over there, and Kim, I believe, is the other one on the channel there. But Michael Kelly is also another part of One Stop Co-op Shop. In fact, their podcast won the Board Game Geek Golden Geek Award this year, so they were best podcast of the year. The third one is Jason Perez, who's actually local to me and plays with me. He lives here in Connecticut. So the three of them run the One Stop Co-op Shop channel, and they're also designers. In this case, Peter and Michael designed this one. So they were nice enough to send me a copy, which I played and reviewed with Eric Summer on the podcast, the Right Brain Rollers. Brian got his copy in, and we've been talking about playing it.
I backed it right away when it showed up. So
yeah, and I got a chance to play last year at Gen Con. I actually played with Nelson. It was Nelson and I playing, and Peter was running us through it. So lots of fun there. Neat game. Brian and I both played it. I haven't gotten through all the chapters. I think I got through chapter 5. I did. I got through chapter 5, and I was on chapter 6. But I just took everything apart so we could play.
You've gotten a little bit further than I have. I got to I got halfway through it. 4.
Yeah.
There's 8 chapters in total. I've done 4.
So one thing that's neat is we'll show you the intro here, but there's not as much to it until you jump in. Every chapter adds new elements. You kind of unlock new things. Very easily resettable, so it's not really legacy. It's not like you're scratching out things and ripping things up. You can totally reset it, play with a different dragon. You can play solo. You can play with one dragon. You can play solo two-handed. You can play however you want, and you can even replay through it. There's even a little expansion, Brian. What dragon are you playing, and what ancestry are you using?
I am playing the Amethyst dragon, and I'm playing with the Ice ancestry.
Nice. There's Brian there, Amethyst Dragon. And I'm playing the Obsidian Dragon, and I'm playing with the Stone Ancestry. So what Ancestry is you have an 18-card starting deck. There's 3 cards that you can replace 3 cards in your deck with. So now you have some unique powers from the other players with you. So that is kind of the idea. So yeah, there's a lot to it. We're going to play Chapter 1 today, give you the story and everything. The story is fun. You're a baby dragon, and you are making your way through the world. I think that's it, Brian. Anything else?
No. I think we have it on lockdown.
All right. So we got the main board here. Brian's got his board over there as well, so you can see it. I've got the cards for the most part. You can pay attention on mine, but that gives Brian the opportunity to see the same things that I am seeing. I will jump into the story, and then I think we can start, and Brian, you can go first, and you can kind of explain a turn as you play it. I think will make the most sense.
Sure.
Sound good?
Yeah.
That way they don't have to listen to me talk the whole time.
Well, I mean, but you had such a soothing voice, Brandt, right?
I do. All right, Chapter 1, The Hatchlings. So it says, you awake in darkness, held tightly, trapped. You push and scratch, gently at first, then with more strength. Finally, the walls begin to crack. You push out of your egg, the light blinding you. You are in a cave. Instinct tells you that family members should be there to greet your birth, but there is no one. No mother or father. Your stomach rumbles and you feel cold. You need dragonstone and gold to light your fire and food to fill your bellies. You must explore the outside world and gather what you need to survive. So it tells us to set up the map. We are going to... Yep.
And I have done it in advance.
So yeah, so it tells us to put the cave here and the fortress here, and then these were randomized. So we have Forest 1 and 2, 3, I think this is Forest 4 here,
Correct.
Mountain 1 and 2, and the Outpost. So these ones end up randomized. These are specific. every scenario has a different map setup. So that's just a fun part of the variability. And the rulebook also has rules for playing any scenario, which is actually what I talked to Brian briefly about, is maybe we'll actually do one where we go forward a bunch and show you some of the more mechanics, some more of the mechanics. With 1 and 2 players, we're going to add a single minion. So here's a minion deck, freshly shuffled. We're going to flip that. This is a hunter, and it tells us that the hunter goes in the outpost. So that's where the hunter's going to stand. And we'll deal with minions as we come across them and what their stats are. Then it tells us to add 5 events to the event deck. So here is a deck of events. I'm going to shuffle those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to pop that event deck over there for now. This is basically our turns, which I will put right here. And then it says to flip this card. So now it says, with the bravery that only starvation can kindle, you set forth. So, and we each get 4 of these book tokens. I don't remember the names of the books. Quest tokens?
Yes. Adventure tokens, I think.
Adventure tokens. So you track yours there, Brad Guy?
Yep.
I'll track mine. And that's essentially what we need to do in order to move on with the scenario. So each time a dragon defeats a minion, resolves a growth action, which we'll talk about, which is essentially buying a card from here, to gain an upgrade card, or passes their turn while on the fortress, remove one of these adventure tokens from their player board. If none remain on any player board, then you can flip this card anytime. It says, warning, be ready to fight. Fight, fight, fight. So that is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to have a deck here. It's essentially 18 cards, but you have 4 life. So these come out and go underneath your board. Your Dragon Hoard is here, where you can hold 3 different items or tokens, as well as this life card can hold one while you have that. When you take damage, you lose a life card. So if you lose this one, you'll lose a space to hold things. You have an area for your deck and your discard pile. Mine will be a little bit off camera. Your play area, this is probably going to be the hardest thing for us, Brian. I know I always play the cards just kind of out in front of me, or they get discarded where they need to come out here, technically.
Yes.
And then a prep area, which is basically you can put cards there at the end of your turn, and they count as though they're in your hand for future plays. So we'll both shuffle and draw 6. You've done that, Brian?
I have.
It's funny, I'm so used, I don't look up, so I don't actually see what's going on your camera. It sounds funny to people. All right, so then we essentially have 3 different suits, and we can play those. Brian, I'm going to let you take it from there.
Sure, yes. So the 3 different suits we have are flight, fight, and hunt, essentially. So at the beginning of your turn, you're going to take a look at your hand here, try and, sort it. I have 3 flight, 2 fight, and hunt. So because I can probably play the most, I'm going to choose my flight aspect to start.
Same.
All right. And your cards have top and bottom actions. So the top action is free, and then the bottom action, there's a cost involved. Either Dragonstone, which you would collect from your map, or a discard of a card. The discard that you do has to be of the same aspect that you chose. So I can... I think I'm just going to do a lunge. I'll do my lunge. I'm not going to boost it. I'm going to move from the cave to forest 2.
All right, yeah, so we both picked ours, which is what we do first, I believe, and then we go back and forth taking turns.
Correct.
That's the interesting part in multiplayer here. So I believe I will also... You know what, actually, I'm going to discard a lunge to play Roam, and then I will be able to move forward. Sorry, where did you move to, Brian? You moved to
moved
forest
from cave to forest 2.
Yeah,
I also forgot that when you're doing these actions, if you're boosting it in any way, you can choose the order of operations, right? So he is doing his lunge. He can gather first and then move.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm actually trying to decide which one. I think I'll actually do what you said. So I'm going to gather first, and then I'm going to move to here. And I'm going to go to the same spot as you. We'll go take out this hunter at some point.
All right. Okay, so I could move an attack or I could just move and stun. And I think I want to do that. So I'm going to use this lunge to boost my Frost Wings. Here is my Ice Ancestry card. It replaced a blue card in my deck, or a flight card in my deck. I'll move to the outpost, and I will stun that minion. So put a stun token on him. The next time he goes to activate, he can't.
So quick thing with minions, we should go through that here while we have it. So we have some symbols on them. So this is going to be their damage that they're going to deal. So during the minion activation phase, which will be after we end our round, they would deal 2 damage. So then either one player would have to lose 2 health, or if there's multiple players at the space, they could each lose 1. And you basically take a card and put it in your discard pile, so your dragon can actually heal, right? It's got a little bit of that element of Fantasy Dragon, so the cards can come through and heal you. We do lose the game if one of us goes to 0 health. And then it has a shield here, which is essentially its health. So every time we deal it a damage, we'll put a little broken shield. And once we've dealt 3 damage, this minion will
drop its resources.
Will drop its resources, which are in the upper left here. So that's how that's going to work. But Brian placed a stun token, which will prevent that enemy from activating. I think it would still do this move, but not too there.
Yeah, but it won't move now because I'm already on top of it.
Right. So I'm going to actually pass. So when I pass, I can either discard a card, any card, so that I can draw back up, or I can prep a card. So I'm going to prep this lunge. So this counts as always being in my hand. So now it's like I have a 7-card hand size. And I'm going to place that in my prep area. And then, Brian, I apologize, I don't remember. Do I immediately draw up, or do I pass and wait till you finish your turn?
I don't remember if you draw up after passing, or if you draw up essentially in the cleanup phase.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's other. You can take your turn.
The reason why I say that is because during a minion turn, they can add a condition card, which,
right.
Then you would have to draw. I don't remember. You'd have to check that out.
Yeah, no, when you pass, you draw up. So it would add it for the next draw.
Okay, cool. I'm also a pass because I have no more flight cards to play. So I will pass.
So you're going to discard or prep?
I can't prep because I do not have any flight cards in hand. And I don't think I want to discard.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll just draw up.
Oh, and then I believe at the end of my pass, I would discard that to there as well.
Okay.
All right. So that will end that. So now we will go to enemy activation, which is conveniently right here on top of your player board. So minions will activate. This one is stunned. At the end of the minion phase, that one moves to the closest dragon, nearest dragon, which is Brian, so he'll stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the boss would activate. We don't have a boss yet. We haven't seen that. The story cards would drive that. We're going to do an event. So we'll flip this event card. I'm actually going to put them this way. The spirits bring new life to the forest. So with 2 players, we place a meat token on Forest 4. So good time to go through these. Brian talked about the Dragon Stones. The Dragon Stones allow you to boost cards and play the additional effects. The meat tokens, food maybe is what it's actually called, allow you to draw an additional.
It's meat. Yep.
They allow you to draw an additional card. It's noted down here. And then lastly is the gold tokens, and the gold tokens allow you to actually convert a card and make it wild. This star symbol also means wild, but the gold makes it so that you play it with a card, and that card counts as the suit that you were already playing that turn. And then with 2 players, we're going to add 2 minions as well. So we are going to add a troll to Mountain 2 over here. And that one heals at the end of every round, and a defender to Forest 3, which is over here. So, man, our path, it's a little tricky getting through there. And then finally, we do the cleanup phase. I don't know any of the specifics of the cleanup phase. It feels like a catch-all.
Yeah, I think so.
Remove stun tokens, resolve cleanup phase effects, and pass the leader token.
Yeah.
So the big thing is I would become first.
The new
so
leader.
We didn't defeat any enemies. We didn't do growth. And we didn't... I'm trying to remember with the stone one, was I supposed to start with an additional? No, starts in deck. Okay, got it. I couldn't remember if I was supposed to start with that card in play. I think that might be the nature dragon that starts with a 5th health. All right, so I do have this lunge, so we have to pick suits. You can. So one thing I actually got wrong. Peter actually messaged me. I said this in my review. I thought you had to switch suits, like in. I think that might be a rule for Keyforge, but you can actually keep the same suit if you want to. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Are you gonna be able to take out that?
Not alone.
Okay, so I should plan to move in there and help
Because
you.
my aspect choice is going to be fight, so I can do a. Maybe I could. No, I can't because my stock is not able to. I
Okay.
have a potential of 1, 2 damage, I think. So I would need at least 1 attack out of you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean I've got 3 damage if we want. Otherwise, I have 1 if I go to blue. So I'll just do.
No, I could do 3 damage. I could potentially do 3 damage.
All right.
If I boost, because I can discard my growth. Hold on 1 second.
All right. So yeah. So if he's going to do that, I might run around and collect some tokens. Once he defeats this, that'll count for him to start leveling up. That's just really what our goal is: either getting to this fortress to level up, gaining some new cards, which I don't think either of us have growth at the current time, or defeating these minions. It is a little funny. It feels like the minions kind of sit there, and they do for a while, but there are scenarios that change all that kind of stuff up. So that is something to note: is that the scenarios change and the difficulty and complexity definitely ramp up as you play more of them. So there is that.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, so I think if I choose my fight aspect and I can discard this growth, that means I can probably kill it.
All right, sounds good. Then I will stalk.
Attack. Okay.
So I am going to do my stalk action, and I'm going to gain. Ooh, actually, though, look at that. I could come this way, which isn't terrible. Nah, it's fine. I'll just go here. All right, and I will gain a meat, and it's all you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to clean that up. There was the cleanup phase, removing the play area stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start with a. Let's go with the bite, or sorry, the swoop to deal 1 damage to that hunter that I'm with,
which has 3 health for people. Watching. All right, I will do another stalk. This time, I think I'm gonna spend my boost, my dragon stone, so I'll be able to move here, and then I'll just gain it back again, and I'll have those tokens. The other reason to save these tokens is you can actually spend them to buy new cards out here. So that I am done.
All right, I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna bite. Hold on 1 second. Actually, if I boost this bite, nope. I'm just gonna bite. I can't bite for 1.
You got it. I will pass. I'm actually going to discard my roam, and I will draw back up.
Okay, I am going to do my Icy Gaze, boosted with a Wild, and it's a stun, but I don't care about the stun because I'm doing the damage to finish off the hunter.
And that's going to give you a coin and a dragon stone.
Yeah, put a coin and a dragon stone on that location, and just so people know, when you gather from a location, you only gather the you gather once, right? But if you have multiple of these drops, you essentially choose one, right?
Correct.
I'm probably botching my explanation here, but
yeah. So those tokens, when you defeat the minion, they get dropped on the space, right?
Yes.
And then if you play your
gather
ability, then you're able to get what's on the space plus 1 token in the space.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was me, right? Back to you. Oh, you
I
said
passed
you
already,
passed,
so
right?
it's back to you.
Okay. This is out. I guess I'm also a pass.
All right.
So I'll just clean this up right now. Might as well. And draw back to 6. I'm not going to discard. There's 4.
So minion phase, this troll would heal up, but we didn't deal any damage to it. This defender just stays put and defends the forest. No boss phase, so we go to our event phase. Benevolent. Oh, and Brian, you remove an adventure token.
Yep, I did.
Benevolent spirits gift you some of their energy. So in 2-player, the dragon with the fewest life cards in play draws 1 card.
So because we're tied, we get to choose.
It's all you.
I get to draw an extra card?
Yep.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, it's just choose somebody, right? It wouldn't be everybody who's tied. All right, then we're going to add a support to the fortress. So this can't be defeated if there's another non-support minion at this location. So it only has 1 health, but if there's other things there. And then we're going to add a second one, which is a shaman to forest 2. Which is back here behind us.
2.
Oh, that's the other thing of note is that if this crossbones is there, the enemy doesn't deal damage. It gives you one of these negative effect condition cards on top of your deck that you then have to draw and see what it does to get rid of it.
Cool.
Right. And if this deck runs out, we lose. So we got 4 turns here to get our jobs done. So we got to get to that fortress.
Yes, we do.
I'm definitively going to choose the fight.
I'm going to choose hunt. And I guess I'm first, right? This time around?
You are first.
All right. I'm going to start with a stock. And I think I'm going to boost it with my other stock. So I will collect a gold, and I guess I'll collect the Dragonstone that's there and leave the gold behind.
Yeah, sorry, I should put that on the space so I remember.
And then I will move to Mountain 2.
Okay. Are you handling that one on your own? Should I move in there?
So I
could defeat both of these if you want to just move into the fortress.
I could defeat it, actually. Because I can use gold to turn my bite wild. And I have my C's that I can boost with the Dragonstone that I just collected. And I also got my Frozen Touch, which I can then do as well. So I can probably take out that guy.
Perfect. Then I will boost my swoop using my Dragonstone. I will move into Forest 3 with the Defender and deal a damage to it.
All right, sweet. I'm going to put down my Frozen Touch. So I now have, I now have 5 life. This is a ice, so people are aware, this is an ice ancestry card. It's one of the things we added. It gives me 1 bonus health, goes into the play area, and it has this ability that I can put a stun token on it and deal a damage to a stunned minion. So I might not be able to kill it because I just realized I need a stunned minion, and I don't think I can stun.
Uh-oh.
But that's okay.
All right. I am going to then play. What am I going to play? I could move in there and deal a damage to it after I defeat this one.
What's on the outpost?
Coin.
the support archer dude, right?
Oh, the fortress? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I meant that's what I meant.
No problem. Just trying to figure out how I could save some of this damage, but I guess I can't. So I will discard a bite to boost my bite. I will deal a damage here, defeating this defender, which will essentially, quote unquote, level me up, and place food here, and then I will do my gather to collect the food on the space, from the space, and the token in the space.
Okay. Over to me.
Yep.
So if I can't kill him, then there's no point in dealing damage to him. So what I'm going to do is, I think I want to do a grow action this round.
I mean, you could. He deals 1 damage. You could take it and then get him next.
Yeah, I definitely am going to take it. So I think I'll do a seize and just gain a dragonstone off of my location.
Yeah.
And that's me. Back to you.
Yeah, I was thinking I would keep going, but actually I feel like the benefit of getting these cards here. So I'm going to pass, put my swoop here. Yeah, and then just draw back up and see what I get.
Okay, I'm actually going to move when passing if it's in your play area. Survey. Not sure I really like what's in the buy area, but it's still not that bad. So I think I'm going to do resolve a grow action.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spend 1 dragonstone. And I'm going to buy the prepared gather.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And when I do that, I'm going to get rid of the roam out of my deck. This is the way growing in this game works. It's in classic deck builders, your deck tends to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But in this deck builder, you swap things out, right? So you're getting stronger, but your deck is not getting like more like huge and essentially saturated with all those low cost or those OG cards that you start with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And at least now I have 2 attack cards for my next.
Yeah, you basically always stay at that. And the card goes to your hand. So you replace a card permanently from your hand, but you get that card in your hand that could either immediately be played or other.
Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can still do these life stun abilities even if you're not in that aspect, right?
Sorry, the ones that are in play?
Yeah, your life,
correct.
When you have, yeah, okay. So, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to pick an aspect to be able to do the ones that are down here.
Yeah, once they're in play. Cool.
Grab is the card. It's a 2 food card or 2 resource card, and then grab is the one that replaced yours. I started to slide them down, but I think actually in the later chapters when you add some of the other mechanics, you're not supposed to slide, if I remember correctly. So
grab, it's a wild.
Yeah. It's all you again because I passed.
I'm also going to be this is in your prep. You know what? I'm actually going to use this. Should I even prep this? Maybe you spend a gold to prep this prepared gather that I just bought. It's not bad.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. You could use the gold and get a card that's there for you.
Yeah, I'm going to use the gold to just actually turn the prepared gather into a wild so I can then prep it because it's worth more if it's played from your prep area.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'm definitely passing. So I'm decked out, so I'm going to shuffle my deck.
And Brian, this is where people would say, "Oh my gosh, you each done one thing, and how are you going to get to the game? And there's only 3 events left, and you got to let it play out."
Oh, sorry. I lose a token because I grew.
Oh, correct. So Brian's down 2. I'm only down 1. He's beating me. You're beating me in the competitive aspects of this game, Brian.
Yeah, so far. You already beat this defender, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And took the loot.
Cool.
All right. So the minion phase, Brian, you're taking a damage. You got to pick a card and discard it.
Yeah, I'm going to discard the... I guess that would well, yeah. I'll discard my wildlife token over here.
Sounds good. Sounds bad, but good choice. All right, the boss does nothing. We don't have a boss, so we draw an event. It says, a new vein of Dragonstone has been discovered, but not for us, Brian. No 2-player. So we don't get a Dragonstone, and then we add 1 more minion. So that minion is going to Forest 4, right behind me here. We have a 1 damage, 2 health skeleton, who drops even more food.
Yay!
And then we go to the cleanup phase, and this passes to me, and I am first. I think I'm just going to head into that fortress.
Sounds good.
I could actually... Can I move further? Not much. If I had more movement...
I need to take a quick pause for a bio break, so
yeah, no problem.
Talk amongst yourselves.
You got it. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to take my first action because I have this 2 damage to a minion, so I might as well go defeat this and then head to the fortress. So, need this one to move. So I'm actually going to discard 1 of my meat tokens, which lets me draw a card. So I'm going to draw that. And I can actually do this before I even choose my aspect. So you can really do that anytime. But now I have more movement, and I don't need this damage. So I think what makes the most sense for me... is to... Unfortunately, okay. Discard this seize to be able to play stalk. So stalk lets me move and collect. So I will move here, and I will collect this one, as well as the token from the space. And remember, I have a 4th slot right here that I can place. And I have all this meat, but I have a plan. So be good on that front. What I'm actually going to do, I guess since Brian's gone, is I'm going to play this card, which lets me take a growth action. And then I actually have this sluggish card. So the Stone Ancestry gives me this permanent upgrade where I get additional health and I can grow every phase without having to get a card that says I can grow. But I get this card, which is a negative. So this one can't be used to boost or prep. So I can only discard it. And then it requires an extra one to replace. So I'm going to use all these tokens to purchase something from over here. That I can then upgrade my deck with. So that's going to be my plan. So we'll just hold out a second for Brian and see what he's up to. Yeah, that's the game. I don't know if people have questions. If you're watching now or watching afterward, feel free to throw those in there. Oh, hello, Canadian Mustache. I was flipping back and forth. I can actually make my screen bigger, and I don't see the comments. So sorry if that was a few minutes ago or whatnot. But here, yeah. But it's a neat game, and it goes on for chapters and chapters, and you add even more and more mechanics. There's these like secret cards that add more things. So this is just kind of giving everybody a taste. Like I said, at some point, Brian and I might choose to play a later chapter so people could see that. But as you could probably tell from my channel, I'm getting a few more limited plays at the moment. So obviously there's Marvel Champions to be played.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And a new hero pack tomorrow. Jubilee.
Woot woot. All right. So I am going to...
Yeah, it's like mini campaign style is what I would say. Because a game takes about an hour, 45 minutes. And then there's 8 to play out.
Over to my turn, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to use my Icy Gaze. Ice Ancestry card. I'm going to boost it with a Dragonstone. So I'm going to stun and damage this guy.
Nice. Stun and damage. Perfecto.
Over to you.
All right, I am going to play Stone Throw, and I'm going to deal 2 damage to a minion, and I'm going to take this defender out. This skeleton here, and when that happens, he will drop a meat token. My wife always thinks that's so sad that the skeleton drops meat when it dies.
It's so weird, right? Poor guy. So now that I've done my Icy Gaze and stunned that guy, I can now do my Frozen Touch, stun this card to deal 1 damage to a stunned minion.
Nice. Yeah, so the Ancestries add a little bit of setup, right? You have to combo a little bit.
Yes.
Which Brian and I are here for.
So they do tell you right on the beginning of it that you should probably play some before you actually use them, because they definitely require a little bit more knowledge to use them.
I agree, but I said to Brian, let's play with them because I wanted to show something of the additives, because the first mission here is walk to the fortress, you know?
Yeah, and we're kind of just making ourselves unique dragons this way. I'm like the ice frozen dragon. He's the stone tanky dragon, whatever it is, I think.
Tanky McTankster.
Yep.
Oh, I played Rapid Growth, so this gives me an extra health, and then also I can stun the card. The stun isn't actually because I'm stunned. It's just a token to represent that I've done this action this round. And that will allow me to resolve a growth action. So I can now grow every turn if I want to.
Sorry, I forgot to move my aspect token. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to just spend a bite and do just the top part. I'm not going to boost it so that I can take out that troll.
Got it.
And I will remove another adventure token from myself.
You down to 1?
I am down to 1.
Ooh. And I believe a gold drops in that space.
Gold does drop in that space.
Okay. So I'm going to do my growth action, my rapid growth here. So I'll put this on the card. So I'm actually going to do this sluggish. So this sluggish card says, if I want to replace this card, I have to pay an additional. So I'm going to have to pay even more to do this. What should I do? Grab is kind of boring, but
it's wild.
It's wild. So I think I will do that. So this one's going to cost me 2, as it says on there, +1. So I'm going to get rid of 3 of these tokens. It can be any of them. And then I'm going to get rid of Sluggish, and I'm going to replace it with Grab. So that will go directly in my hand, and Grab will be replaced with Wings of Fury, which is a 4 food card, Brian. Or 4 resource.
Food.
I always say food, but it's resource.
It's resources. I cannot afford that card, no matter what I do, because I only have access to 3 Dragon Hordes right now.
And I did a growth action, so I remove an adventure token, which I promptly threw on the floor.
Yep. On my turn, I'm going to use this Prepared Gather, which allows me to, if played from my prepped area, I have the bottom one instead of the top one. So I get to gather twice. So I'll gather the gold, a Dragonstone, and then another Dragonstone. So I have full resources in my Dragon Horde now.
Look at that. All right. For my next trick, I do want to move. It becomes tricky. I think I just can't. So I'm going to play this stalk, and I'm going to collect from here and get 2 more meat, which apparently is my thing. I am done.
Okay. I think I'm going to do a grow action, and I am going to spend 2 Dragonstone. What do I want to get here? I think I'm just going to grab this Glide.
Like that card.
Yeah, and I'm going to pitch this Seize out of my deck.
And Glide is replaced with a Flame Strike, which is a 4 resource card. Ooh, Flame Strike can hit adjacent tiles. That's very strong.
Yeah. And now that I grew, I got rid of my 4th token.
Oh, nice.
That's right, Brandt.
Brian is there. Well, I will not get there this turn. I'm going to pass, and I'm going to put this grab, which is a wild, in my prep area. I'm going to have a 9-card hand, though, Brian.
That's pretty sweet. I'm doing everything now. I'm going to use my glide that I just picked up. I'm going to move into the fortress.
Yep.
And since you passed, I'm just going to continue doing my stuff. And I'm going to actually, you know what? I will use my gold that I have here to convert my Frostwings into a fight aspect. And then I will use it to boost my bite. So I will kill this guy.
Okay.
And I will loot. So I will gain the gold that I just spent right back. And I will get a meat.
Oof. Nice.
It's almost like I've played this game before.
And you'd get another adventure token, and when you end your turn there, you get another one. So now you're like 3 ahead of me.
That's right.
So I got to get my act together.
You need, what, 1 more?
Yeah. So hopefully a minion will spawn that I can get rid of.
And then I am passing. I do not have as nice of a turn next turn like Brandt does, because he is really making use of that prepared area. So, which I tend...
And meat tokens, so technically I could have 12 cards.
That's right. So I'm a pass, so we're going to move to this whole minion phase.
Oh, actually, Brian, I can start my next round by growing. That'll get rid of my token, and then we can immediately go to the next guy. So
yeah, that's a good point.
All right, we are set. So we're going to go to the minion phase. This one doesn't move, so nothing will happen there. There's no boss. We'll draw our event, which is minions strike from the shadows, but not us. So not in 1 and 2 player. In 2 player, we add a single minion to force 4, force 3. Close enough. So that is a shaman that I could go defeat. And then the cleanup phase, and this passes.
I will remove my stun from this. All right. Well, I think maybe I'm just going to do a just gonna sit pretty and probably gather and grow.
Okay.
So I think I will choose my hunt aspect, and I will just do a stock and gather a gold, and then pass it back to you.
All right, and I'm going to choose flight, but first thing I'm going to do is take one of these cards out. So I'm going to grow. I'm going to spend 2 here to replace this roam with a furious grab. So I'll take that card, and that will get me fully there. So we don't have to wait to the end of a round, Brian. Do we want to flip the event? Just say yes.
Yes.
Okay. I hear you, because it says be prepared to fight, but we'll be good. All right. So you have gathered enough to survive, but your hunt was has attracted unwanted attention. This guy, he does not look wanted, Brian. A large squad of warriors charges from the enemy stronghold, led by a powerful captain. You band together to defend yourselves. What choice do you have? So we're first going to add 2 event cards. And here's events. So 1, 2. That's going to give us a little time. Then we're going to place the boss figure on the same tile as the dragon nearest the fortress. So that's going to be you. And then we will flip this card. It's a little hard for me to see that distance. So we are fighting the guard captain. So the guard captain has a range of 0 to 1 and has 5 health per player. So it's going to have 10 total health. Before attacking, the boss figure moves up to 1 tile to be at range 0 to 1 from as many dragons as possible, preferring a tile with no dragon. So essentially it wants to move here and then attack both of us. So it's going to try to get in range to attack both of us and not be in our space as often as possible. We got to deal 10 damage, then we get to flip the card, Brian.
Yep. So back to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a gold to turn my swoop into a hunt card and hit him for 1.
Okay. 1. What am I going to do? Do I want to draw cards here? I don't think so. I think I wait till next turn. So I'll do this Furious Grab, and I'm going to use this Roam to... Is it called Empower? What is the term? Boost. To boost it. So I can move and attack. Maybe I want to move and collect first, huh? I don't really have a reason to deal damage here. This is fine. I'm going to move and I'll attack this once, even though I'm not trying to kill it. And then I'm going to collect from that spot, and I'm going to get another meat token. Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to do a stock and gain the gold back that I spent.
Nice. All right. I will lunge. And I guess. I guess I'll just move into the space.
You will take a condition from the shaman.
Oh, right, for exiting its spot, right? I'm good.
I will prep. I'll move to prepping a card.
Okay.
And then that would be me.
All right, and I will play this grab, and I will boost it with this lunge. So I will collect the gold from that space, and then I will deal a damage. You only dealt 1, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Just order of operations question here.
Yeah.
When you're passing, you then draw back up to 6 cards, but the cleanup phase isn't your play area doesn't clean up at that point, does it?
No, it does. Cleanup is really like enemy cleanup.
Got it.
So when you pass, you prep or discard, draw up to 6, and move your aspect token to the play area. Yeah. Oh, actually, it doesn't tell you when. That's interesting. It doesn't say on here when you clear your play area.
I'm just going to assume it's when your turn is done.
Yeah. I was always doing it like after I draw, you know?
Yeah.
But that could be incorrect now that I read that. All right, I'm going to... I need to draw a card? I really don't need to draw a card. I am just going to play a swoop using my gold coin and deal another damage. And nicely enough, these tokens have 3s on the back of them. So I will have that there. And then I will pass. I'm not going to discard or anything. So unfortunately, I'll have to draw this condition. Shuffle these through. Yeah, it's funny. It's been a little while. So now I can't remember if I think it does actually tell you in there, but I couldn't remember when I was discarding all these. But I think this makes the most sense. Put them in there after you gain them.
Yeah, I can't walk mine back.
May not be played, prepped, or discarded. So when I take a gather action, I can destroy this card.
Solid.
All right. Minion phase, they don't move. Boss phase, so this wants to move away from us. I guess we should put it in here with the minion. We'll make it a little harder on ourselves. Wait, does it want to move to a space with no minions? Just no dragons, right? Then it's going to deal us each a damage there, Bry Guy.
Okay. Okay, we'll take it.
Lose this one. Then we will draw an event. So it says minions strike from the shadows, but not us. And then we're going to add 1, and this is going to go to the cave. So we are not going to see that demon with 4 health. And finally, their cleanup phase, there's nothing to clean up, so we are set. And it passes to me. Let's see. Do I have anything to move
Well, I want
with?
to choose. We need to attack and move, right?
Yeah. So I am going to do. I'm actually going to draw 2 cards this turn and see what I draw. They are not going to be helpful.
Yeah, I wonder if I should. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to spend my gold. I might as well just do it right now. Wait a second. If I hold on, backing that up. If I grow into Furious Grab.
Oh yeah, there is a Mighty Roar with 2 out there. Actually, move anybody.
Mighty Roar.
Yeah.
What did you buy last round? What's there? What's currently there?
Flame Strike, Survey, Wings of Fury. I bought the last card. Was it Furious Grab?
Got it. And it was a what cost that came out?
A 2 cost.
And it was called Wings of Fury.
Mighty Roar.
Mighty Roar. Okay. If that's the case, then these 4s, I don't like them, man. I can't buy any of them.
I'm going to play my swoop, and I'm going to move in here and deal a damage. Are we going to kill the minion? Is it worth it? It's got a gold coin.
Yeah, I guess if it's already got 1 on it beforehand.
I'll put a damage there.
So if I choose gold, I think I'm going to go with my fight aspect again. And I think I'm going to swoop and discard the Prepared Gather to boost it. And I will move and attack.
Okay.
And I guess I'll just take out the Shaman. Oh, wait. It's going down, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a gold that goes into that spot. All right. I will then simply play a bite. Unfortunately, I just can't get rid of that other thing. So the bite will deal a damage. That's 4 out of 10.
Okay. I'm going to spend a food to draw a card here. Okay. I think what I'm going
welcome, Rollin. Here we go. If you have any questions, let us know.
I think I'm going to just bite for 1.
Okay. That's 5, so we're halfway there. Living on a prayer. I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking mighty empty over here.
So I'm going to discard my Stone Throw because it deals 2 damage to a minion. Although, is that something I should save, hoping a minion comes in my space? I don't think I'm going to think about that. And that will end my turn.
I think I'm going to use this grow out of my hand to refresh the upgrade path.
Okay. I'm going to put the cards over here, even though I think they should go to a discard pile. Defensive Spines is a 4. Minion Drop is a 4.
Oh, man.
Finishing Move is a 3. And freezing aura is a 3.
Okay, so not the greatest.
Yeah.
Freezing aura, and what was the other one?
Finishing move. That is a great card.
Oh, 3 cost. Finishing move.
Although
and
freezing aura is
Got
definitely a
it.
card for you.
Yeah. All right. So I guess after I did my thing, it's up to you.
I passed, so it's all you.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a gold to turn this stock into a fight, and then I will just gather the gold and the meat.
Yeah.
That's there.
Does fight also deal damage?
Nope. It was just a stock. Is what it was.
Stock. Got it.
And I guess what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to spend the grow that I have here, and I'm going to spend all 3 resources that I have and buy that freezing aura.
Yeah.
And
really
get rid of the lunge out of my hand, and then that'll be it for me.
It is replaced with a 3-cost swooping claws.
3 cost swooping claws. All right.
I forget when we buy cards and then play them, we should say what they do.
Yes, my freezing aura is a bunch of good stuff for me.
It makes sense thematically with an ice dragon.
Yeah.
Did you pass?
I am now passing. I'm not discarding because I'm hoping to have all this move stuff next round.
All right.
So,
Minions do nothing. Or actually, the boss goes first. So the boss will move, I guess, here and hit us both for 1 again, Brian.
all right. I'll lose. I'm down to 2 life.
Yeah, I'm down to 3. Is there hope for our dragons? Or will they seek the same fate as their elders?
Where's that boss at?
The spirits bring new life. Mountain 1. Oh, yeah, I should make sure I tell you that. Yeah. Bring new life to the forest, but not for us. So we just add a minion, which is going to the fortress. It is a 4 health elite. And this passes to you.
All right. So I'm definitely going with flight. I'm on the move.
All right. I've got only 1 damage.
I should have multiples here. So I'm going to use my freezing aura, and I'm going to boost it with the frost wings because I don't need it. And I'm going to move into that mountain. I'm going to stun the boss.
Okay.
I'm going to deal 2 damage because it was boosted.
Nice. So 2 will put us at 7. So we'll flip that one. Nice.
And he's stunned, so he ain't going nowhere. He's going nowhere.
All right. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I will discard a stock to boost the stock. I will move in here and I will collect the dragon stone.
Solid. So he's got how much life left? 3?
3. I've got
3.
1.
You can only do 1 this round?
I can.
Okay, well, he is stunned, so I'm going to stun my life token here and deal 1 more damage.
Is that not to a minion? It's to any stunned enemy?
You're right. To a stunned minion, you're right. It is correct. I can't do it to him because he's a boss.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Then if that's the case, then since I don't think we can finish him, I'm just going to heal for 1.
Okay. I'm going to use my... Where did my Dragonstone go? I'm going to use my Dragonstone for Seize. So I will collect a resource, but instead of doing that, I'm going to get rid of Damaged Claw. So that's out of my hand. And then I'm going to deal a damage to him, putting him at 8 with 2 health left.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident.
Yeah. Stun prevents him from moving too, right?
I think it skips his whole activation, right?
I think so, yeah.
And I might have been wrong on the minion when you stunned it before, because it says during the cleanup phase, get rid of stun. So that would make me think it can't move either.
Yeah, exactly. So they stay stunned until the cleanup is done.
Yeah.
Okay, so back over to me. I'm just going to prep my lunge, and I'm done.
All right. I'm going to pass and discard my roam. And I am done. Yeah, my big turn didn't really turn into the big turn I was hoping for. But c'est la vie.
It is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. I got plenty of damage now.
Sweet.
All right, let's finish this thing. Minions do nothing. Boss is stunned, so does nothing. Event. Don't fail us now. This is our last event, though, Brian. So we'd have to draw one. We would lose the game.
Yep.
A mystical fog hampers your efforts. The dragon farthest from a minion discards one card, prepped if able. Well, we were equidistant.
Yep, I'll do it. I'll discard my lunge prepped
That's
card.
good.
I don't need it.
And then we're going to add one more minion to Forest 1, which is a shaman that goes here. Passes to me. I will choose fight. I choose fight, Brian.
Same.
I will bite him for 1.
Okay.
All you.
I'm going to boost an icy gaze, stun and damage.
Love it. He's stunned. He doesn't know what hit him. And then damaged. That is a dead boss. So we will flip this card, and it says, the enemy force is defeated. You are safe for the moment. You hope this lull lasts. You need time to scout your surroundings. You must find your family. So we'll reset each deck. I'll talk about that in a second. Unlock trait 1 cards and move on to chapter 2. So because it's kind of like a deck builder, you don't actually keep your deck the way it was. You're going to get rid of all the cards that you purchased, which is really easy because the cards you purchase have the symbols with the tokens on them on the bottom. So that's really all that you need to do is put those back in the deck. And each time you play, it's like a deck builder. Now, you do keep your ancestry cards. You can technically change ancestries if you want to. And in addition, we get trait cards, which if I have those handy, I can at least just walk people through those. Because I really think it's important not only to see this playthrough, but to see where the game goes. Because yes, it's a campaign game, but I feel like campaign game has a little bit of a negative connotation these days. Like we got so many campaign games that it starts to feel like, oh no, I can't handle it. But this one's very playable.
Campaign light.
Yeah.
If I have to, put it into a category, because
if Brian and I were playing in person together right now, we would hands down be playing 2, if not 3 sessions.
Yeah. Because we could just crush it.
So there's these trait cards. So I can't remember exactly, Brian. I think it's 1 more than the number of players, or each player gets 2 and picks 1. I don't remember the exact system.
I think it's 1 more than the number of players.
And then everybody's going to pick 1, and it tells you what it replaces. So they're going to replace, this is going to replace a grow. This is going to replace a fight. So this one would just give you a wild damage. So you just always be able to deal more damage. Evolve is replacing your grow. Discard any number of cards in the upgrade path and place them, then perform a growth action. So this one allows you to replace every time you grow. So you can see new cards and get rid of cards you don't want. So it makes it easier to grow. And then Mimic, you may discard the top card of your deck, play the top card of your discard pile, ignoring aspect. So that's pretty cool. You just play a random card off the top of your deck with this one.
Trait cards are 1 per player, but you place them on the table and you can talk out your what you want to put into your deck, essentially.
So there's more like that. I don't think it's super spoily, but there's chances to get more trait cards. There's actually abilities to get allies that fight with you in the game. There's magic that comes into the game with these magic tokens that do things. And basically each scenario is going to use an alternate of one of those rules to introduce it story-wise and then create a rule afterward. That's kind of the easiest way to describe that in terms of what happens. But that's roughly how long a mission takes. I know it actually took us a while. compared to how straightforward I feel like this mission is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we kind of slowed down our play for the benefit of anyone who's watching and stuff like that. Also, once again, we're playing a deck builder on stream, which is just going to initially slow us down because Brandt needs to tell me all of the cards that are coming out, and I kind of have all my other my stuff here as well to
that could have been a
make
little
it easier
brighter
for me.
I didn't have all my lights on.
So
yeah, no, agreed. Talking through all that makes it a little trickier. Again, we've talked about this maybe other times, but like the more you get into a board game, the trickier it's been, right? You and I did Spirit Island one time, and that's about the peak of where I'm at with playing things through webcams,
Yeah.
It's definitely fun, but it's not something I'm looking to do regularly,
Yes.
Champions works great. This was fine. Like you said, once we've taught the game, we could just play the game and show people more like we do with Champions. I love teaching people, but it's not always a stream-friendly thing to do,
Yes. So, like you said, if we were sitting beside each other doing this stream, it'd be a much different scenario.
Right. Yeah, and you can hear all of my thoughts on it, as well as Eric Summers, if you listen to the Portal Gaming podcast. So you could check that out. I wish I could remember the episode number, but if you go in there and subscribe or check out the channels, you'll check them out. You'll see it's within the past couple episodes that Eric and I did a full doubles take on it. I think Eric and I might have even gotten through 3. We probably played 2, is my guess, the first 2. So we got that. Canadian Mustache says, thanks for showcasing the game. Hey, no problem. We were happy to do it. Thanks to MVP Games for sending over a copy for us to play. And congrats to Michael and Pete on getting their game fully published and backed and everything.
Pretty sweet.
So it usually just starts to mean very heavy. Right. And this is just not there. It's not heavy. The campaign elements are really fun. Honestly, it's one of those games where when you defeat one, it's hard to put it away. It's like, oh my gosh, now I get this upgrade. Now I get this new rule. I want to play the next one. When I played through whatever I said through 5, I played them all at the card table in my living room. Never moved the game from that spot.
Nice.
Made it a lot easier. All right. At the very least, the table presence isn't too overbearing. Yeah, it's true. It doesn't take up too much space. I mean, it's funny that even a game that takes up a table of this size is considered small these days, but that is how it goes. So.
I like my thing is I like the whole chapters being these little cards.
Yeah.
And you just little flip them, and it's like a little. This is why I say it's campaign light, because if you can get your story onto a card, like a little card like this, it's not that big of a campaign-ish story thing. Right? It's more like flavor.
Yeah, the game's very mechanical by nature. Even the idea of like, okay, we need 2 damage. Like a lot of the games, even Champions, like I don't think it suffers from it, but it has that with like, oh, we got the boss down to 2 health. Okay, draw. Oh yeah, he's dead. Like, right? Because you couldn't get it immediately. Then okay, next turn they're dead. We just have to kind of survive their phase. So some people consider that anticlimactic. It's just how it goes. But the story definitely helps. And one thing I feel like I did iterate, but it's a good point that Brian brought these up. This is not how every story goes. It is not do 4 things each, then trigger a boss, then defeat the boss, and then you win the scenario. There are a variety of things that happen. And each scenario, like I said, adds new mechanisms into the game, as well as you get a new thing at the end to upgrade yourself. And each scenario, I think, was designed very creatively to not be do something, get a boss, defeat the boss. Do something, get a boss, defeat the boss. So there's a lot of scenarios that do neat things outside of specifically boss scenarios. I would still say that most of them are fight a boss, but there's some variety in which they do that.
Yeah. That's right.
I think that's it. Anything else, Brian?
No, I think you've summed it up pretty well.
Cool. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Check out the game, Flame and Fang. You can check it out on Board Game Geek to see more reviews. Like I said, listen to that podcast. Find some other playthroughs as well. I know Co-op Guild is working through the chapters, so if you want to see more where the chapters go, I think this is a great one. If you want to just play a light campaign, maybe with somebody who lives in your house, or this actually might be a good one to invite friends over because it won't be over. Hey, we're going to play 2 sessions. We're going to do that 4 times. We're going to play once every other week. It's going to take 2 months. Done. You have a schedule. You get through it.
I was going to say, actually, it is a very accessible game in terms of teaching and learning.
Yep. Yeah, and even the single actions make it so somebody's not like, oh, you could just help them through their action, and oh, now it's my action, and you can play off each other. You can play kind of independently. It's got all those ways to go, and it's great for solo. It works fine. That's how I played through my multiple chapters. So
yeah,
check it out, Flame and Fang. That's it, everybody. Until next time, I'm the Brandt.
I'm Brian,
and we hope you step into the portal. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, guys.